All right, let's do this. Imagine you're sitting right across from me. You're here for that Data Governance Analyst role, the one you've been working towards. For the next few minutes, I'm the hiring manager, and this is your practice run. We're going to go through the key questions I would ask, and I'll give you the ideal DMBOK-powered answers that'll make you stand out. Sound good? Let's dive in.
Okay, so thanks for coming in today. Your resume looks really solid, some good experience on there. Let's just, ease into it. To get the ball rolling, just tell me in your own words, what exactly is data governance?
This is almost always question number one, and for a really good reason. Your answer here sets the tone for the entire conversation. It immediately tells me if you've just skimmed a few blog posts or if you actually truly get what this is all about.
Now that is the gold standard answer, pulled straight from the DMBOK. The exercise of authority, control, and shared decision-making over the management of data assets. When you use words like authority, control, and especially shared decision-making, it shows me you're thinking at the right level. It's not just about tasks, it's about the entire system of who owns what and who makes the calls. That's the kind of language a pro uses.
A really common follow-up, a classic trip-up question is, okay, so how is that any different from data management? This is such a critical distinction. Governance, you see, is all about oversight. Think of them as the auditor, making sure the rules are being followed. Management, on the other hand, is about execution. That's the accountant, actually doing the day-to-day work. If you can explain that separation of duties, you're already ahead of the game.
So that's the what. But why do we even do it? What's the end game? A really strong candidate connects that definition to real business goals. We're trying to manage data like the critical asset it is. We're defining the rules of the road, the policies and procedures. We're making sure we don't get hit with massive regulatory fines. And we're setting the bar for things like data quality. It's all about making the business run better and safer.
That is an absolutely solid answer on the theory. Really. But look, as an analyst on my team, you're going to be in the weeds, I need to know you can take that theory and apply it. So let's get practical. Day to day, what are the core activities you'd actually be doing?
Okay, this next part of our chat is where I figure out if you're a thinker or a doer. I need both, but I'm listening now for your understanding of process, of structure, and how a real governance program gets off the ground and keeps running, not just how it looks on a PowerPoint slide.
The best way to answer this is to show you think in phases, in a life cycle. You'd tell me you start with the define phase, right? Figuring out where the company is today. Then you strategize, building the framework and the actual policies. After that, it's all about implementation, building out that business glossary, setting standards, and the final, most important step is to embed it all, to make it part of the company's DNA so it sticks around. That shows me you think like a program manager. That's a great overview of the what. But now, let's talk about the who. Because, let's be honest, a strategy document is just paper if you don't have people making it happen. So tell me, who are these data stewards I hear so much about? What's their deal? This is so important. As a new analyst, you are going to live and breathe your relationship with these data stewards. They're your partners in crime. They are the ones who make all this theory a reality. Understanding their role? Absolutely non-negotiable.
There's a really powerful way to think about it, again from the DMBOK. A steward is a person whose job it is to manage the property of another person. Think about that. It completely reframes the job. Data isn't just stuff. It's a valuable company asset, and the steward is in a position of trust, a caretaker. Answering with that mindset, that shows real respect for the role.
So what does that look like on a rainy Tuesday afternoon? Well, stewards are the ones building and maintaining that critical business glossary. They're defining the business rules that drive data quality. They're the first call when someone has a data issue. And maybe most importantly, they're the ones making sure that our governance policies are actually being followed out in the wild. They are literally the eyes and ears of the entire program.
Very, very good. You get the core concepts for sure. But the best candidates I talk to, they see the whole board, not just their own piece. Data governance doesn't live on an island, so how does it plug into and support all the other big data management functions? Okay, this is where you can really pull away from the pack. Answering this well shows me you're not just thinking about your to-do list, you're thinking about how your work impacts the entire data ecosystem. It shows me you're thinking at a more senior level. The DAMA wheel is the perfect way to explain this. I mean, just look at it. Data governance isn't just another slice of the pie. It's the hub, right in the dead center. It's the thing that holds all the other pieces together and makes sure they're all working in concert. Just think about how it connects. You can't have data quality without governance setting the standards for what good even means.
You can't manage metadata if governance isn't driving the need for it. And data security? Governance writes the policies that security enforces. It's basically the central nervous system for everything the company does with data.
This has been a fantastic conversation. You're clearly well prepared. I have one last question, and honestly, it might be the most important one. After all this, after we've written the policies, assigned the stewards, connected all the dots, how do we prove to the business that it was worth it? How do you measure the success of a data governance program?
At the end of the day, data governance isn't an academic exercise. It's a business program. And business programs have to deliver value. This question is your shot to prove you know how to connect all those activities to what the business actually cares about, a return on investment.
A truly top-tier answer here doesn't just list random things to count. It breaks success down into categories. You talk about value metrics, right? Things like reducing risk or making reporting faster. Then you talk about effectiveness, like how quickly people adopt the new processes. And finally, sustainability. Are people still following the rules 6 months from now? This shows you're not just measuring effort, you're measuring impact.
Okay, let's step out of the mock interview. You answered everything perfectly. But here's the truth. All the frameworks, all the definitions, they're just tools. The real work is about changing minds. It's about changing a culture. Data governance isn't just a program, it's a cultural shift. So the real final question isn't for me to ask you, it's for you to ask yourself. How will you help build it? Thanks for your time today. This was great. We'll be in touch.